So, folks, I've got with me a gentleman that I had the pleasure of interviewing maybe a year and a half ago, and he's changed his look and changed his style in regards to what he does so well. If you've never seen this man, his name is Brandon Isaac. And you can get the cut of his jib on YouTube for I think it was June 25th, where you were doing a presentation over at the Jazz Room, and the vibe was amazing. You had a, a stand up bass guy, and drums, and it was so spot on. The new album that we're contacting you for is Walkin with the Blues, which got released recently. So how long did it take? Because there was a 2 year gap between, well, not even a 1 year gap between your 2024 album that I interviewed you about, and now this one. Were you almost all after you released the first album? Were you already preparing or doing the second album?
No, I wasn't, and I wasn't sure where to go on that one. But the album before this last one was more of a New Orleans type of a groove.
Okay.
That record, and I wanted to play a little more electric blues. I mean, the album before, I think I played mostly just banjo on the album, right? So I do know how to bend some strings, my friend. So I wanted to bend a few strings and get a band with me and do that whole thing. So, no, I just sort of set time aside and I start writing.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So and then how long did it take to actually produce and press out?
I would say it took about maybe 5 months to sort of get it all sort of, from early rough scratch tracks to getting it all flushed out, probably about that, 4 or 5 months.
Okay. And with that, you decided have you been touring with the album?
Yeah, I've been touring. I haven't really been leaving Canada. I've been sort of just staying, local. And, I'm not as crazy as I used to be, where, I would go off and drive across the country. I've done all that, and that's always a good experience to do when you're 20-something. Sleeping in vans, sleeping on couches and all that good stuff. And I just don't think I have it in me anymore. I'm 55, and so I like to go out for a little, I can go out for a week if pressed, but I'd like a day off in between here and there. Anyway, so I'm not really hard touring anything these days, and even when I go out on tour, I like to book nights off at bed and breakfasts and take in the local sites,
Okay.
and enjoy life.
Basically, stop a while and smell the roses.
Absolutely. I've been to Europe many times, but often I don't even get to see it except going by in a car or a train window,
Okay, so basically well, I know that when people are touring, it's a strict schedule of sorts. I've heard people that literally they land for an event, a festival, and then they're on the road going to the airport, and they're gone for their next rendezvous, which is kind of I just don't know how people manage to do that. I do know that part of it is because of a road manager. I think that's the proper term, where they manage the logistics of getting the talents to where they need to go.
Yes, that's all very true. When you go over to Europe for a tour, you got to rent a van, you got to rent amps, drums, you got to hire a tour manager, gas. It's an somebody drive you around and GPS you everywhere and get you on time and give the right people heck when it sounds like crap. You know, they're kind of there for you. They do. That's what they do. You know, road managers. My wife has been doing that for me, and she calls it more babysitting, really. And you know how that goes. But she books all my shows. She's my manager, agent, and all that stuff. So she comes in, and thank God she's with me. I tell you, I'm a mess.
Well, I wouldn't say you're a mess. I don't remember you being a mess the last time. Mind you, it was your first foray, and my first foray with Skype being just a pain in the arse. Now I do Teams, and I just record my vocals off to the side with a secondary phone. So it's not babysitting. It's modifying. Mind you, she's your wife. She could possibly be seeing it as babysitting because she wants you to perform in all the right ways.
She does. Oh yeah. She's always keeping an eye on me and making sure I'm on track. Yeah, no, but yeah, I'm good at all that stuff anyway. But you know, even together, we gotta pace ourselves on the road. But we still love to get out there and do it. You know, we want to get out to Ontario again this summer, and hopefully we can get out to Quebec and all that good stuff too. So yeah, we're doing all that stuff right now. You know, working on tours and booking some festivals, and it's coming together.
It would be nice to actually see you guys come down to the Maritimes eventually. I know it's a longer trip, especially if you're in Ontario. But if you do it in stages where you do maybe 5 hours of driving stop, or 7 or 8 hours of driving, all depending.
Well, we'd probably fly there and enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, Fredericton has their Harvest Festival. Halifax has the Smoky Mountain Festival. Edmundston has a blues festival. Perth Andover has a Hullabaloo festival. I mean, there's festivals depending on the time of year that you're coming down. There's been quite a few just recently. To give you an example, Shediac, if you've ever been to Parley Beach, for those, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. The Shediac committee, for the lack of a better word, decided that they're going to infuse blues by doing what they call the blues crawl. Personally, I don't particularly think that they're doing it the right way, because apart from maybe 1/4 to 1/2 of the talent that they decided to bring in was blues related. A lot of them are Acadian, so they decided to actually have something mixed between blues and Acadian culture music, which it's vast and varied, but it's not what I would actually have on my roster if I was the one doing it. But that's me. So with the new album, who's on you? Who's with you on the album?
Well, I have Joey Smith on the upright bass,
Mm-hmm.
and he played with the Glenn Miller Orchestra. He's obviously an older gentleman. He's from the southern states, North Carolina.
Okay.
Wonderful musician. He's just an older cat. You might have seen me playing at that little jazz club with him. He was an older guy on upright bass.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because he was facing side. He was facing towards you, but his face was on the side, so I didn't get a good glimpse of how old he might be in the face. So, but he's a tough.
Anyways, who else do I? Starquest on the drums, who's he's a veteran on the Vancouver, West Coast scene. He's played with all the biggest guys. He's just a fabulous guy and just a guy who's done it all, and just a sensitive touch. He knows how to just kind of sit there and not work too hard, overpowering helping everybody, just doing what exactly the drums should be doing. He's just, I love this guy. Daryl Havers on the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Played that piano right there. And great guy. I mean, he again just he can just sort of play everything, you know, and takes direction well. So yeah, just sort of the best of the West Coast, really. You know, I always like to surround myself with the best players.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm in the band, perfect.
So you play guitar, you sing, you write your songs, you also coordinate everyone. How much time do you invest when you're doing your gigs and whatnot? I'm assuming that there's kind of a logistical, not roller coaster, but process that you already have down pat. So basically, it's the folks coming in, setting up their gear, and then doing a line check to make sure everything's okay. If you're early, then you're going to step out and go grab a bite or go home or God knows, all depending on how close you live to the venue. But has it been a task recently? I mean, between 2024 and 2025, there's not much difference on what you were doing, except that you're now doing it on a guitar instead of a banjo.
Right. No, you know, I'm pretty low maintenance when it comes to showing up at a venue and sound checking. I mean, I need 5 minutes, you know. And the sound guys always love me for that because I just basically have I need a line check. And then, you know, we'll dial it in when we get going. As long as the sound guy's got it and he's happy, we'll work it out.
Okay.
So not really a big problem. We get in there, we quickly dial it in, we go out and have a bite to eat and wait for the show, you know. And that's sort of how we do it. Now I'm working on a new record.
Oh.
You know?
Okay, so you've already started process on the new record, have you?
I have. You know, I think that this record we're talking about now, Walkin with the Blues, came out 4 months ago. It was released. So you know, it's about that time. So I've written, I don't know, about 11 new tunes that I think are really cool and strong. I'm thinking I'm getting some good stuff here. So
okay.
Yeah, just. You know, arranging that stuff these days and
doing certain tweaks.
Ready to make.
So a little bit of tweaks on the songs. The songs, like I've mentioned to many artists, it's like little seeds that you plant in germination pods, and then you cultivate them, and then you plant them, and then you let them grow, and you prune it here and there depending on what shape you want it to be. So
that's a good way to look at it, you know. Yeah.
But in your lifetime, yeah, you've been around for quite a while. Have you hit? I don't know how to pose the question. Have you ever hit a wall while you're doing songwriting in regards to finding the proper chosen words for the flow?
I hit walls all the time, you know, on lots of different ways making art like this. Yeah, sure you do. You know, you get hot and cold. Sometimes you go through cold spells and you can't seem to write anything, and, you know, that's okay. You don't fight it. You switch gears. At least I do. I go, okay, it's not time to write. It's time to practice. So go into practice mode for a couple months. And okay. I just work on guitar stuff that I want to work on, and I say, forget writing. And then I go this mode, and I do that, and that keeps me busy for a couple months of my life and gives me focus and direction to drag me forward through life.
Yeah.
And then I go, I'm feeling good about this. I feel like writing. I have an idea, and I'm good. I'm right in it, and I'm writing good stuff. And I'm back, you know. And then so now you take advantage of that. While you're warm, you're feeling good there. The more you write, it's like a muscle. It gets bigger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to start off lifting small weights. But once you keep lifting them, you start to pump up.
It's always good to start with an it's or the. Yeah. Now, the last time that I interviewed you, I don't know if I went through the questions, but I'm assuming that you haven't changed hobbies much or pastimes.
Well, I mean, gosh, I don't know what are. I mean, yeah, it depends on what you call pastimes. I don't know.
Well, and in most cases, some musicians will say music is my pastime. But I mean, reading, writing, jogging, cycling, skating, you name it, going for a drive. I've had one that out west was his pastime was Harley. He's been a Harley guy for 30 some odd years, and he hasn't stopped since. He's still going at it because he's getting on in age, but him and his wife usually go out and ride.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I study I study all sorts of different things. I love to study history. So I'm reading lots of books, I got 2 books right now. I'm reading on Neanderthal, one on Cro-Magnon. And yeah, I'm waiting today for a skull to be delivered from UPS. It's a Cro-Magnon skull from 1.8 million years ago, found in Georgia.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now, it's not the real skull. I mean, come on, they're not going to give me that skull. It's world famous, but it's a high replica of this skull. It's 2 parts with the jaw and everything, but it's 1 point. It's it's Homo erectus is who it is. So I mean, Homo erectus, he populated the world from Africa. He's the first hominoid to populate the world, and now starting today, he's going to populate Vancouver Island. So it's door any minute with my Homo erectus skull.
Wow.
So, yeah, I that stuff. I read lots of books on that, and I do a lot of experiments having to do with that stuff, sharpening stones, making clothes out of fur. Don't get me started,
uh,
Yannick.
so apart from that interesting bit, have you changed anything food wise? Because I think I asked you what your favorite food dish was on the first interview. Has it changed?
Well, let's see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember what I said, but
so basically, I'll ask the question again. So if you were given a buffet table full of multiple items, the food, your favorite food dish would be the one that you'd always go to whenever you were given the chance to actually get it.
Right. Oh, that's tough then. Oh gosh, I don't know. That's too hard. I mean, how could one say? I mean, you would have to just say, what do you feel like at the moment? Right now, I want gumbo.
Hey, I haven't had gumbo or jambalaya in a very long while, so.
Well, don't you make gumbo yourself?
No, my better half did, and she did do jambalaya, but that's been quite a while. The last time that I actually had anything that was close to a jambalaya or gumbo would have been over at Rise Deli when they were still open in Fredericton and in Moncton, but they closed shop quite a while ago. So it's been a very long while. I mean, President's Choice used to have jambalaya similar in the lasagna format where they actually gave it in the tin, but they discontinued it because it wasn't selling enough.
Well, anyway, you're gonna have to start making some gumbo. That would be my pick, though, for my favorite.
Yeah, I think Bill Worden actually put it in a way. He's a bluesman from the U.S. He kind of looks like Colonel Sanders, but not that close of a resemblance. But he had a shtick where every gig or festival appearance, he would have he would be making pots of gumbo to share with the audience.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, he had a massive cardiac, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he last I talked to him on email, his wife responded and she said he's not very well. So we can't really ask him to do anything that would tax him mentally or physically. I said I understand, but give him my regards.
Okay, so I'll take it easy on the gumbo. I can take a hint, Yannick.
No, you can take the gumbo where you wish. It doesn't matter to me in one bit because you're a fabulous Canadian. No, that's true. You're unfortunately in Ontario. I kind of wish that you'd be in New Brunswick. I think you and the missus would fit your lives very well in this province. But
I'm in Vancouver Island.
You're in Vancouver Island.
Yes.
Okay, so not Ontario. Never mind. So you're close to
good.
you're close to Al.
Marquis?
No, Blue Moon Marquis I interviewed. Just interviewed another artist that's in BC. His album is Blue Lightning. It's a recent release. Waylon Walker, I think.
Yeah.
Al Walker.
Yeah, I've known Al for a long time. And Blue Moon Marquis lives in the same town as me.
Oh, good. Have they
Right here too.
Have they moved into a house, or are they still in the shed that they were actually living in for a period of time?
You know, I'm not even sure. I haven't gone over to their place. They're so busy, and then when they're not, I am. And but yeah, they keep talking about getting together, and but we'll probably have them over. But anyways, that's all good.
Eventually, you'll cross paths with them. That's the thing about blues. Or jazz. It doesn't matter what you're doing or who you're doing it with or who you want to do it with. Eventually, if stars get crossed and the timing is right, usually that means something good. But depending on the situation and depending on the schedules, it could be a hit or miss. I mean, Ray Charles and Duke Ellington wanted to get together and do something, but they couldn't because their schedules were completely opposites, so they'd never be in the same town, same place, same time.
I run into Blue Moon Marquis in festivals.
Yeah.
That's where I mostly see them. I'm on the road, although I did see them in line during the last vote. They were out voting, and so was my wife and I. So that's the only time I've seen them.
Blues is a powerful influence when it comes to politics.
Putting our check out there.
Yeah. So, anything that you want to tell us before we finish the interview? Because we've covered everything I needed to cover in regards to your fabulous new album, the one that I've been listening to for the past 3 months to almost 4 now.
Good. I'm glad you...
Well, it's impossible to put down. Every time, the way I put it to people when I actually get material is that if I go back to the material on a repetitive base, it's because it's memorable. And it strikes tunes depending on who I'm playing. Usually, I'll mesh it with another artist that is similar in the sense that they're capable of pulling their own and making the one song shine in regards to other artists on the playlist. So
cool. Yeah, I hear you. And no, man, good. I'm glad you're digging it and playing it, and thank you. No, nothing to really add. I appreciate you what you guys do, getting our music out there, and thank you, my friend.
You're very much welcome. Have you decided to do any vinyls for the current album or the upcoming one?
Should I do some vinyls for this Walkin' with the
Yeah.
Okay, I will. you talked me into it.
Oh, you don't have to. If you can do a limited edition, I mean, people will buy it. Usually limited releases have a higher pull. But if you're the type of guy that actually loves listening to vinyl, then other people are coming back to it for some odd reason. I don't have the equipment, but I appreciate how it used to be when I was a kid.
Absolutely. Well, this is my record player right here, this thing. So I got it right there and vinyl all the time.
Well, right now it's a static picture, so all I see is you sitting in front of a camera with a guitar to your right. I think it's drums in the back and maybe a keyboard on the back left. I can't really tell. But that said, well, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day and taking time out of your busy life with your wife.
Yannick, I appreciate you, man. Always have time for you, and thank you again for having me on.
Oh, well, thank you very much for this. We'll talk again when you release that new album.